Hello and welcome to
Pop Off, Sis! The show where we talk about life, current events, and, well, ourselves.
I'm your co-host, Lydia.
And I'm your co-host, Margot. Welcome to this week's episode. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pop Off, Sis. And welcome to our first ever guest episode. Lydia, I am so excited.
I'm so excited. Whoop, whoop. Today we are joined by the amazing, the wonderful, a lot of things that I don't have time to say in this podcast, but please say hello to Miss Kristina Nicole Whitaker.
Oh my God, my full name.
Yeah. Woo!
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Hello,
Kristina.
people out there.
So,
Hi.
how are you today?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Good.
Yeah.
So, just really quick, I want Kristina to tell you about herself, but her connection to us. Kristina and I went to middle school and high school together, and now we are in college together, which is wild. I feel like I've known you forever. Kristina and I met in 6th grade, and we kind of didn't really become real friends, true friends, besties until about the 9th or 10th grade, I want to say.
Yeah, probably
right?
10th.
10th grade.
Solidified.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, just kidding. No.
What was I wearing on day one? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, and it's just crazy now.
Blue shirt. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so I'm so excited you're here. I feel like this is just meant to be, you being our first guest.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Kristina. I'm a senior communication major, also president of the club volleyball team. I work on
Wait,
campus.
really? I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
my
Presidente.
gosh.
That's my claim to fame. Yeah, so I do that. I work on campus and I intern off campus. So I'm doing a good amount of stuff. Happy to be here.
How's your semester going so far?
It is rough, but less rough than expected.
Good.
Which is saying a lot. Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
And we're just curious because we do a lot of pop culture talk on this podcast. Whoa, I can't talk today. If you have a favorite celebrity or like pop culture icon.
Oh God.
Just or any or
Favorite
one picking
celebrities?
one.
Okay.
Or one you've been into lately.
Favorite celebrities right now: Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Did you see her Halloween costume?
I did.
Love that.
I did.
What they
Clovers
do?
forever. She did what was a Clover cheerleader, and then her and Dwayne were also like a sunflower, and they made Kavia like a little plant, a little succulent. and Dwayne was a cactus, so they did like a garden theme. And then I think there was one more that she did, but I don't remember it.
Oh,
She was like a deer.
that's so cute.
Yeah. Also, right now, I'm loving Kim and Khloe Kardashian.
Okay, yes,
Unpopular
we
opinion,
stand.
but
No, we stand. Chloe's always been the funniest.
Oh,
Right?
Of course. But Kim is like really growing on me.
Okay.
Who else?
But did Chloe get a nose job?
She got a lot of jobs, I think.
But like, I remember that recently, like, I was looking at her pictures and like her nose looked like a completely different shape. And then there was speculation on whether she got a nose job or not. So
I don't know.
I hadn't heard
But
that.
I wouldn't be
Nose
surprised.
Yeah, I mean, their money. They can do
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
I
her
feel
like post breakup nose job.
They can make it look like that they didn't get a nose job by how good their nose job was because they have so much. But yeah.
Oh, also, okay, Justine Skye.
Oh.
I'm not a huge fan of her music, but I'm trying to, like dip more into my like creative, fashion-y, and I feel like if I dressed the way like I would if I had money or something, I would dress like her.
I feel like you have a vibe of Justine Skye, like
Oh,
you
thank
yourself.
you.
And that girl Diamond,
White.
the singer Diamond White.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so today, as you know, Chris Witt, that's my nickname for Kristina, we're going to talk about all things college life and kind of like the work-life balance, if that exists, what that is, what that looks like for you. But before we jump into that, we're going to do one of our favorite segments, the Rose and Thorns of the Week.
Oh gosh.
So, why don't you go first, Margot?
I would say my rose for this week was I finished callbacks. There were a bunch of callbacks for my school's main stage theater productions, and they finished this week, and I'm just happy to have them done with and out of the way. They were fun, but they took up a lot of time. And then my thorn would have to be how cold it got overnight last night. Like, just randomly out of nowhere. It was 70 degrees yesterday, and you wake up Or I went out last night, went outside, and it was fucking like 50 degrees outside. So
wow.
that temperature change was not my fave. What is yours, Lydia?
My rose would probably be having Kristina on the podcast today.
Aww, Lydia.
And my thorn would just be, I think, kind of similar, Margot, to you. It's just been so cold lately. I don't really know. I feel like everything's okay right now.
I love this. I love it.
You're doing okay.
I'm doing okay. I think something's probably gonna go to shit tomorrow. So yeah, literally. And how about you, Chris Witt?
Okay. My rose would have to be. I feel like I'm just figuring a lot of life stuff out recently. Turning a corner.
Love that.
Yeah, career-wise and just self-wise. I feel like I'm more invested than I've been in a long time in a lot of things. Thorn. I feel like I've just been really busy lately. And I haven't had time to do as much as I like the things that I love to do.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go to volleyball practice one night because I was so busy, and I feel like I've been spending more time in this prison of a library. And, I'm just not a fan.
It does resemble that.
Yeah, but things are turning around. I feel it in my heart.
Yes, we love that. So let's jump into college life and managing that balance if you can. What do you think, Kristina, is a way to handle both social life and work life?
I would definitely just say remember what the priorities are, like in the long run. That would probably be my top thing. I think a lot of times we get caught up in like, like what's due tomorrow, and like what class do I need to take next semester, and it's like, hold up, wait a second.
Hold on, wait a minute. Sorry.
You just have to remember like what things are like actually important. Grades are important for sure, but like your mental health is important, your well-being is important, your family is important. Like those things should take priority over all things all the time, and I really believe that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would say also, like, I feel like there's two things that happen when you get to college. Maybe you weren't as focused in high school, or maybe you were, but you get to college and you're like in focus mode, and you're like, I know what I want to do, and I feel more motivated and stuff here. Or you get to college, maybe the way that I did, and you have all this freedom for the first time ever. Ooh. And you might go a little crazy party,
Right.
And I think in that sense, all I have to say is that there will always be another party, but there will not always be a repeat of that test. In fact, in college, there will never be.
Right.
There will never be.
So, and you will never be able to fix that participation grade once you miss enough classes.
You're right.
So just being able to keep those priorities straight, seeing like social and work life are both equally important. Like there's no way you can succeed in college or in life if you don't have some sort of social outlet or creative outlet, something for you that's just for you besides work. But don't let that necessarily take more emphasis than the actual work.
And I agree with you, but it's hard because FOMO is real. Like,
so real.
You might, like, of course, in theory, like, of course there's always another party, but there's not going to be another party on this Wednesday with this team. What if something happens? Like, that's how a lot of people think, especially with social media. You can literally, people can put what they're doing in 1 second out, and you can watch it, and you're in your bed, and you're like, man, like, and then, I don't know. FOMO's real.
Yeah.
It's so real.
Definitely. I agree. And kind of something that I think a lot of us go through, especially freshman year of college, is having a roommate. Oof. And I'm just curious, do you have any funny stories or like any advice you would give someone that's entering college and what you wish you knew when you were going to go to college and have a roommate? Or what you learned about yourself through having a roommate?
I learned that I am cleaner than I thought.
I learned the opposite.
I wouldn't say I'm a neat freak, but I do like things clean. So that's something. But I've been really blessed to have like pretty decent roommate experiences. I would just say be honest when you're filling out that little survey, and it's like, are you okay with smoking? Are you okay with ants? Some people are like, you know what? Like, yeah, like I go to bed at 11. No, I go to bed at 10:30. I try to most nights, and that's That's just the way I roll. I don't like being woken up. You know, I am a deep sleeper, but still, just be honest, because you can't expect people to cater to what they don't know. If you put that you go to bed at midnight or 1 a.m., and then somebody's going to be loud till midnight or 1 a.m.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I do think you kind of mentioned this, like on those forums that they do to find out how you are. They need to be more specific, because
100%.
it'll be like, you know, do you smoke or do you don't? Do you sleep in early? Do you go to bed late? Like, no, give a time. Like, what is your window?
Yeah.
10th, like, are you
That's
lights
what
out?
That little note section is for at the bottom.
Oh.
Put everything in there.
Oh, I should have put that in there.
They also had that thing on Facebook that was the roommate finder.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys did that.
I remember that.
That's how I found one of my roommates.
How does that work?
It's like the same thing as the university questionnaire, but it's more detailed. So it literally has a slider to say what time do you go to bed.
Wow.
And it has a slider between like the hours of the day. And I was pretty honest on that, but my freshman year I was in a forced quad, which was four people, 2 sets of bunk beds in one room. We did get
Take a sip on that one.
I know, honestly. We did get our own bathroom, which was nice. Like, I never had to do the communal bathroom thing. But yeah, it was a lot. But I found one of my roommates through that roommate finder. The only reason she reached out to me was because I said I played volleyball in high school and I wanted to like do intramural volleyball when I was here, which I did like for one semester, I think, like last year, but like hardly.
Fun.
It is a lot of fun, but yeah, just be as honest as you can on those things, because it's really true. And like if you don't go out and party and you think like I might want to, but like probably I'm not gonna be super about that scene, like you gotta put that in there, because I think that's one of the biggest issues is like if you're rooming with somebody who goes out a lot, who maybe wants to hold like pre-games or whatever, like that's gonna be a big issue down the line.
Going off of that, you have to decide kind of what your bedroom space or what your house space is to you. Like you said, for some people it's like, oh, I want my house to be the house where everybody comes and hangs out. For me, as an introvert, I love my alone time. My house, I rarely invite people to my apartment because I love being alone there. My stuff is there, my candles. You just have to know, like, you know, I'm an entertainer. I love having people over. And if you're not that person, say it.
That's so
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, from a unique perspective of sometimes when you're a freshman, you don't have any roommates, which is rare, but it happens. It happened to me because I'm just extra. And
Lydia caught the single.
Yeah. I will say the biggest thing with having a single starting out in college is that as much as possible, you need to be in your lounge or you need to have your door open to at least try to make friends, because I didn't have a roommate telling me, oh, like there's this new freshman mixer tonight, or there's this. So I think it's important to put yourself out there as much as you can if you do end up not having any roommates, or if you have one roommate that you literally know you're not going to be friends with and you don't really interact, that kind of thing. So I'm pretty sure Margot has a crazy roommate story that you want to talk about.
Yeah, well, I have a couple because that forced quad freshman year was just interesting. Very nice people. Don't get me wrong, very nice people, but it was a lot of people in one room and a lot of people with very different lifestyles. Some of us partied, some of us did not at all. Some of us were clean, some of us were slobs. I was probably more like on the messy side, but I don't think I was the worst. Although, like, I feel like one of my old roommates would listen to this and be like, Margo, yes, you were. But here was the main thing. With us having our own bathroom, that was such a perk. But it meant we had to clean our own bathroom.
I love that.
And that really didn't happen that often.
Oh, no.
And so I think it was the end of the year, spring semester, and I went to, first of all, I went to like clean the bathroom because you have to clean at the end of the year, or they'll fine you if you don't move out and it's not like clean and stuff.
I thought you meant find you, like they will find you.
They'll find you. They will find you.
Yeah. That's true.
And we were cleaning, or I was cleaning the bathroom, and our trash can was overflowing, and I go to like pick up the trash bag, and like a bloody old moldy pad rolls onto the floor, and the smell, like it was from
Stop
the
it!
bottom.
Oh my god! Oh my
Yes.
god! Stop it! I'm literally.
You guys didn't even take out the trash?
I mean, we did, but I don't know. Like, we did occasionally,
Oh,
but
shit.
I don't know.
No,
how to get
that's
it.
like once a
No.
month.
And-
That's like not occasionally.
Maybe less. And here was the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm putting myself on blast, but like,
You are.
Dry in there.
Here was the thing. I think there was also a little bit of like, because for me, I had taken out the trash a lot, so
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, it was the I'm
Yep.
waiting. Oh, I'm waiting for
I've done
somebody
that.
else to do it. Oh wait. I just remembered another factor. There's a story. No. So what was happening was I was picking up the trash can to pour it into a trash bag because there was no trash bag in the trash can. So this moldy item was stuck to the bottom, and as it slid off, you could just smell the mold and mustiness. It was disgusting.
That's so gross.
And that was just like a moment, and it was like at the end of the year, and I was like, I'm so ready to get the fuck out of this room. Like, I love these people, but like, this has been a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sounds
And it wasn't
like a
mine.
horror story.
Because, well, I mean, nothing matters.
It wasn't yours.
But I don't wear pads, so it wasn't mine.
Thank you,
You're
Margot.
welcome for that,
I
TMI.
would have done
Wow.
something so petty.
Right? What would you have done?
I don't know, but I would have.
What would you have done with that bed?
I would have left it, or I would have put it on the sink, or I would have put it on a bed
On
or-
a bed?
and left it with a sticky note and says like, found this in bathroom, throw away if it's yours. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done.
She's so straight faced about this too. She really would.
I could not imagine.
Oh.
No.
Especially
I'm
if it's not
touching
yours.
that.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Wow, Margot.
I know.
That's
Kudos
rough.
to you because
Yeah.
that's wild.
Wow. I'm speechless.
Bitches are dirty.
Mhm.
That's the
Bitches
bottom
are
line.
dirty.
Retweet.
That's the bottom line.
Okay. Burnout. Switching gears.
Burnout.
Burnout.
Oof.
Oh,
How do we feel?
Have you guys experienced burnout before?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where have you experienced? In what facet of your life?
I actually just experienced, well, I think I'm still kind of going through it, but this is kind of what I was talking about when I mentioned earlier that things were kind of turning around. So just lately, I think I felt overwhelmed working an internship, a job, taking classes every day. And I don't know. I think I've been working since I was 16 every summer. Haven't really taken much of a vacation. And I'm just tired. And I
Yeah.
actually last night got into an argument with my grandmother
No
about
way.
this.
Shout out to
Because
her.
I said, oh God, Marie.
Yes, tell
Shout
Marie
out
to
Marie.
listen.
Marie Whitfield.
Marie.
But I said like, oh, I think I'm burnt out. And she was like, well, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, I've been working and I'm in school and I just feel like everybody keeps asking me what I want to do after graduation. And the only thing I want to do is sleep. Like, you know, and somebody told me that is like a pretty typical sign of burnout, just having like no motivation. And she was like, I don't think you're burnt out. I think you're just bored. And I was like, no. No. You can say you might be bored, or maybe boredom is a symptom of this, but you can't tell me how I feel. And so we kind of argued about that for a second.
Mhm.
But
That's a good point.
yeah, I think it's just sometimes, or especially in this day and age with how competitive everything is, like, oh, who can get an internship? Who can be working? Like, you just kind of forget that we are so young
Yes.
that we're not that we're not supposed to be doing all these things, but your body literally needs rest. It needs food in the way that, like, yes, food, like, you know, eating food, but also food like creative food that things that you enjoy, doing things like that. And if you're not getting those things, it's a serious problem, and you will literally crash and burn.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so
Amen.
true.
That is so true.
What about you,
Wow.
Lid?
I kind of agree with that. Wow. I'm just pondering over here.
Sorry, I
Um,
dumped a lot on you.
No, it was
No,
great. It
of
was.
course.
I love your wisdom.
I feel like that type of burnout is very underappreciated because we're so young. And I think that adults, sometimes, they don't take us seriously when
Yeah.
you bring a word like that up because we're at the age we are. But I think that's very real. And I think that it needs to be talked about more. So I'm glad you said that. And just to tie in maybe in like the pop culture lens of burnout, we see things happen with different celebrities, especially child celebrities. Like,
Yep.
So much.
you know, like Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, they come to mind.
Bynes.
I
Gosh.
loved her.
Me too.
That makes me so sad.
Right?
Their stories, like Parent Trap, that was a class. That
Yeah,
it was
it's
a
so
classic.
good.
What
It is.
happened?
I know.
Listen, so I've like just heard, like I've listened to podcasts where they like interview like young people who grew up in the entertainment industry specifically, but also just like any kids who have to work at that age, because, you know, at that time, you're on set and you might be there for like 16-hour days or longer, and you still have to go to school. That's a rule. So it's like you're working all this stuff, then you have to do like this private schooling or tutoring, and it's like just you're treated like an adult and you're not given a second to breathe. And then I think that's also why they turn to drugs really easy, because it's like, I'm so tired, if I snort this Coke, it's gonna wake me up. Or like this, I think it probably usually starts with like Adderall or something.
Right.
And then it like gets worse and worse. And yeah, I think a lot of times it's like they for sure experiencing burnout, but they can't be because like they have all these people riding on them. Especially like you think about Parent Trap, like you said, like Lindsay Lohan was that movie.
And two people.
And it's like, I don't know exactly when I think she was kind of older when she started like phasing out and having some, you know, mental health issues and stuff.
I kind of thought that she stopped working for a while, though. Not that I'm not saying that she shouldn't be burnt out at all, because I 100% I understand. But she did Parent Trap and then Freaky Friday. What else? Because she was kind of young in Freaky Friday, right?
Yeah.
Probably like 18.
And
17.
like, what was that? Like life-size movie maybe in between with Tyra Banks. Remember that?
I did not know that she was in that.
Ooh, you gotta see. Have you seen it?
I've seen it like once.
You would like it, I feel.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna pull up her IMDb.
That's a good idea, because it's like, how many movies has she really done?
Yeah. I mean, obviously she has worked so hard.
Right.
So.
Oh my gosh, this is a side note, but have you guys seen her dancing in
in
Yeah,
Mykonos?
in that Mykonos.
No.
Okay, wait, this is just a side note that I find so funny about Lindsay Lohan. Like, she's like a recovering addict, and so she's sober, yet her idea was to open up a beach club in Mykonos.
I watched that reality show, and it was like, it wasn't good, but I watched it.
Lydia has the video.
What shows are you watching right now?
Oh my God, so many.
From 1998 to 2013. Like, no wonder.
Years.
I'm bad at math.
I'm really
I
bad.
don't know.
15, guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And like when you're working, I mean, I don't know all the history, but when you're working those movies, like sometimes it's like 3 months at a time, and then maybe you get cast in another movie, and then it's like you go straight to the next set, and
just the responsibility of it, maybe like you have crew and all these people depending on you for the movie to be a success. You know, your whole cast.
You are controlling all these people's paychecks.
Right.
It has to be hard to maintain like relationships too, friendships, and that can be extremely isolating, I would imagine.
Totally. You know, all this talk has gotten me very riled up. And you know what that means? It's time for Savage Seconds.
Savage Seconds.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, so Kristina, here's how it works. We put 60 seconds on the clock, and each of us have 20 seconds individually to pop off about anything you could possibly want to talk about. So I will go first. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock, but I can only go for 20, so we got to fit this in, okay? So here we go. Okay, this is the thing. I know everyone doesn't have hair issues like I do, but when I shave, it's like I never shaved, okay? I shave at night. I spend maybe an hour shaving, you know, get all the crevices of my legs and all. And then the next day, someone will be like, Lydia, you need to shave. And I'm like, I did. So I'm going to need society to change so I can stop shaving. Please and thank you.
Okay, so over the summer, I discovered District Taco, and it's fueled my boycott of Chipotle. Since I've been in college, I feel like I've been forced to eat Chipotle because I just didn't find anything better. I didn't think that I really liked Mexican food, but everybody else liked it. But District Taco's meat is so much better. I think it's even better for you. You can practice your Spanish in there. It's just great.
Okay, why do women not support women? Somebody let me know, okay? This is some fucked up shit that's been going on. I mean, we're all facing the same oppression, right? So women should be supporting women. We have enough fucking obstacles to meet. Okay, thank you, please.
Look at that.
That was so quick.
1 second to spare. Good job, Margita.
All
Okay,
right.
so now that we're all riled up, let's end on a positive note with some good vibes. Okay, so we asked Kristina, like we do in every episode, to come up with a quote that she loves or a phrase or anything you would like to drop some knowledge on us about today.
Oh, God.
So what do you have for us?
Okay, so like I said, this isn't my favorite, but it is a saying that I really love. And it says, document the moments you feel most in love with yourself, what you're wearing, who you're around, what you're doing. Recreate and repeat. And I just think that that is such a lesson for life. I think especially as young people and in this whole social media age, we spend so much time doing things we don't want to do, whether it be working or like, you know, hanging out with people that you're like, oh, she's my friend, but like, I'm not sure, we don't really vibe. But like your mind changes, your soul changes when you're genuinely doing things that you love, when you're wearing things that make you feel good, when you're eating food that is like, you know, just like good food. I don't know. It's just a reminder, like, life is too short to do anything that you don't want to do, to be anywhere that you don't want to be, you know?
Ooh, that was beautiful.
That was beautiful. What do you have for us, Margot?
My quote today is, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today," by Will Rogers. And I think that one speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm. Amen. And I'm just going to end with saying that you are far too smart to be the only thing standing in your way. And that comes from Jennifer J. Freeman. And I think we all could use that lesson in this room. I'm tearing up. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Chris Witt.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I'm so honored to be the first guest here. I hope it was okay.
You were amazing. That was great.
I'll have to come visit.
Please come back.
Please come back.
The little library room.
Yes, we're in a library. We're not telling you where.
Oh, sorry.
Everyone have a great day. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And we will see you in the next episode.
See you then. And that is our show.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at popoffsis.podcast and our personal accounts at Lydia__Parker
and at M. Trouvé. Be sure to check out all of our episodes at popoffsis.wixsite.com/website. Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next time.